Kyle Flanagan goes back into the number 7 jersey, Averillo moves out to the number 6. What does Kyle need to do to really cement his spot in your side as a number 7?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him, mate. His attitude's been really good since we did make that change and put Averillo to 7. But I just really want him to control have a good kicking game, control his set-ends for us, and just give us some good direction. You know, his defence and his attitude has never been an issue. He's a really good competitor and he's a tough little fella. Just controlling games when we really need him to is what I want to see from him tonight. But signs have been good through the week and he's excited to be playing.
Trent, it's Cooper. Good luck today. So why the swap there? Because last time you bought Kyle Flanagan, he played 6, Averillo 7, but you swapped those roles today. Why is that?
Yeah, we did. I just think, you know, Kyle's worked on a few things during the break he's had, but also Jake Averillo's only very young too, Coop, and he's last 2 weeks probably he's felt the pinch a little bit too. So I want to take a little bit of pressure off him, and him and Kyle can share the duties tonight. Kyle will play on the ball and Avo will be over there on the right, but it's worked well this week, and you know, I just want to. They're both very young, mate, so I just want to give them some time together and see how we go tonight.
I loved hearing a little bit more about him using Kyle Flanagan and Averillo and just giving them a go because they're both young.
Yeah, let's be honest. You know, Kyle Flanagan's been dropped a few times since arriving at the Roosters, so he's got sort of 6 weeks to really resurrect and settle down that position, because we know one of the smartest guys is coming in Phil Gould. So it's interesting to see that Phil Gould's arrived and all of a sudden Flanagan's back to the number 7 jersey. So I'll be interested to see how it goes for the next 5-6 weeks to turn around what happens next year when Burton arrives.
Kyle Flanagan, a very timely recall. He said he just wants to go out and enjoy his footy. He is our Youi Insurance player to watch. Cooper, the coach just says he's tough. He wants him to control those end of sets. He loves that he's a competitor, but there's a bit of pressure on today.
Absolutely. I think my main man Paul Kent nailed it during the week in terms of, you know, he grew up as the dominant half in a good team in the Shire, and he had this idea that, you know, playing the big sweeping play was the way that played football, and back then it probably worked, but moving into the NRL he's really been found out, and the Dogs have been found out about the big play doesn't work. So I really think Kyle, while he's good at managing the game and understanding the long game, it's the short game, the moment in front of you right there. So I think he needs to put his eyes, be a bit selfish, put the blinkers on and take the line on, because if you can create for yourself, you can create for other people. So it's very interesting that he's moved to the 7 spot. I think that's Phil Gould putting him there to see if this next 6 weeks is really the making of him, because Burton's coming, Averillo's shown some form. He's really got to nail down that spot.
Well, on that point, I remember talking to Andrew Johns back when he was, you know, Joey, and he was talking one day about how when he was out of form, he always reverted back to his running game.
Yeah.
And once the running game got involved and got in sync, then the rest of his game just flowed. And Gordy always tells a story about Wally Lewis, whose prior was run first, pass second, kick third. And I think Kyle Flanagan's just got to get there tonight, to Cooper's point, just get a little bit greedy tonight and just start tucking the ball under and just take the line on.
Yeah.
Well, it would be great to see Kyle just get a little bit selfish and do his own thing out there, because the Bulldogs have got nothing to lose, but they could spoil the Titans.
You know, Justin Holbrook's put Fifita back to the bench in the number 12 jersey, and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui will lock the scrum. The bench is unchanged other than David Fifita moving into that spot, and the coach is Justin Holbrook.
Why wouldn't you try again? He was rampant off the bench, and of course David Fifita is our Youi Insurance player to watch. Even Justin, he said, look, it's not going to work like that every week, but it could work again like that tonight.
No, it was his type of game last week. You know, there was no doubt about that. The Dragons simply hadn't turned up physically, and with David's attributes, it was one-way traffic, to be honest. It was a smart move from Holbrook. He put him out on that right-hand side, away from his preferred left, and poor old Cody Ramsey, he just gave him a bath. He just completely dominated. He was almost uncontainable at times. He came into the game and there was only 8-6 at that stage. The Dragons had really started to try and get some momentum and found a way back into the game. 4 straight tries on the back of his injection. And the challenge for David is what he did last week. He's so capable of doing that, and he's been doing that obviously since he was a kid through his schoolboy days. It's the tough areas. That's where I want to see the improvement. And there was some of that last week, and the rocket worked from Justin Holbrook, but it's those efforts in kick chase. It's when his side need him physically to have a carry out of his end, where he's just got to roll up his sleeves and have a play one carry. You know, he can't just sit out there on that right edge and be the Ferrari waiting to get the ball to him. He's got to go looking for it, and he's got to go looking for those tough areas to improve his side, like Tino does.
So does he play off the bench for the rest of the season, Mick, to get that, you know,
if
game
it's what's needed.
involved?
Yeah, if it's what's needed. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Firma's, there's been big raps on him. Mal Meninga's had huge raps on him. A young kid that's very athletic and hungry. And, if you're going to... David still got 56 minutes last week. Do you know what I mean? If you're getting that contribution in 50 to 60 minutes rather than a lacklustre 80, then he's far more effective.